we're here to design or profile ourselves. We're both currently in the 9th grade and attend Lynbrook High School in San Jose, California. Other than playing sports and participating in speech and debate, we both have a strong passion for video game design.
Both of us have always been avid gamers. We've played countless games, including Warcraft, StarCraft, League of Legends, Halo, and Call of Duty. From playing a variety of genres like real-time strategy and first-person shooter games, we have acquired a broad sense of all different types of games.
In 2010, our tutor shared with us information about a Scholastic video game competition, and we thought to ourselves, since we like gaming so much, why can't we make them ourselves?
That year, we decided to enter in the Scholastic Art and Writing Contest's video game category. We discovered the simple but potentially creative game engine called GameStar Mechanic and familiarized ourselves with the tools over the next few weeks. After creating several prototype games such as The Trap, we published them to GameStar Mechanic's Game Alley. As a matter of fact, The Trap turned out to be a pretty popular game among fellow game designers, but this was only a minor victory for us before we decided to get serious.
Because of our long-lasting friendship, we decided to create a collaborative game. After much contemplation, we decided to name this game the Three Trials of Tito, soon to be one of the most popular games on the Game Alley.
Both of us enjoy creative writing, and we enjoy interesting plots and characters as well. Because of this, we decided to implement a storyline into our game to give it a more professional and intimate feeling. We wanted to make the game so that the levels become progressively harder, as well as following a general overarching theme. We established the storyline of a banished angel named Tito, who was exiled to the underworld and must brave the long journey alone. Our 3 levels titled Air, Ground, and Water followed the natural progression of the elements and represented the trials in which he had to face.
The Air level was inspired by previous games we had played on simple platforms such as the iPod Touch. We decided to incorporate a point system and timer to make the game more interesting and realistic. The timer and the point system both served as oxygen meters for the player. In this level, the player has to descend from the top of the level and reach the goal block at the bottom before the time runs out. The air level consists of many false paths intended to trick the player, but the difficulty is low enough to prevent the player from becoming frustrated.
The ground level was the next level on our list. We decided that enemies on this level would be necessary. Therefore, we strategically placed enemies at certain points to make the game more challenging. Our level includes a unique twist to how the level can be won. The level splits off into 2 main paths. This one to the left leads to the actual goal block, while this one to the right leads to a dead end. We were careful not to include too many paths though, as we had previously played many boring games with too many options to choose from. Our block and enemy sprites suited the level correctly, giving the player a sense of wholeness. This made the game much more interesting and challenging at the same time.
The water level was the last level we designed. Although we find it extremely difficult to beat right now, the water level is a whole world within itself. There are over 7 different pathways to choose from, and most of them lead to certain death. We included 2 ways of solving the level to make it slightly easier. The player starts out at the top of the left of the level. If the player goes downwards, they must fight against a series of tough enemies in order to reach the goal. If the player goes right, they must encounter a series of pathways to drop down into. Luck weighs heavily into the level, but a certain amount of skill is required as well. A key system is also used, making the level even more interesting.
Three Trials of Tito was the first game we designed together, and our first step towards our future. After learning of our results, we now want to know that we want to be the best video game designers in the future, and so we took the initiative to try to become interns at Eline Media. They happily accepted us, and now we are experiencing our first taste of the grown-up working world.
So what will we do in the future? Well, the future is always uncertain, but we do have a few goals in mind. We hope to continue our work with Eline Media and expand our knowledge and skills of game design. We want to learn how to create games with more complex game engines, as well as delve into the raw basics of game design, such as the programming and graphic elements. From there on, we'll go further and further into the game industry.
As for aspiring game designers out there, we advise you to begin with GameStar Mechanic. GameStar is a great tool for beginners of all trades, and their novice-friendly interface will educate you on the concepts and basics of game design, such as learning the difference between top-down and platform games, space placing, sprite usage, and more. After that, you can move on to more advanced engines such as GameMaker or GameSalad.
So if you want to check out Three Trials of Tito's, as well as some other award-winning games by George and I individually, feel free to check out the Game Alley.
I'm George,
This is Tony.
and thanks for watching our video.